opening numbers, Week 13, National Football League. Thursday night, Cowboys playing the Seahawks. This is in Dallas. Dallas opened up a 7-point favorite. They're about 7.5 now.
Yeah. They have buried people at home this year. And they have buried, quote unquote, bad teams or average teams. And I think Seattle qualifies the way Geno's playing and the way Geno's compromised. And certainly that was a bad performance against San Francisco, but I would think Dallas defense going to feast on Geno here.
I could not have said it any better myself. Those were my exact words. This is a below-average football team, I believe, at this point. And look at Dallas's resume. They take out teams like this in a body bag. And they're not afraid, by the way, to run it up a little bit.
Seattle's going to miss the playoffs. It's unfortunate.
I'm pretty convinced of that. Yep. I think Seattle misses, and I would lean Green Bay squeezing in there.
Oh, wow. Oh, that'd be something. We're killing LaFleur.
I know.
Wow.
Now, having said that, I do not recommend betting Green Bay to make the playoffs today because they have Kansas City this upcoming week.
Uh-huh.
So I'd wait a minute on that.
Okay.
The Chargers opened up 4.5 at the Patriots. This is before last night's game. Chargers went to 5.5 or 6. I don't know. You can have all of the Chargers that you want. This is the biggest stay-away game of the week for me.
Just put someone else in a quarterback, please. I mean, how long are we going to do this? Just put him in and then pull him. He's awful. He has no confidence, and the team hates him. Don't start him. I don't know what Belichick's doing.
Yep.
Maybe the agreement's already been made. We're going to part ways at the end of the year. Just put him in so he's so bad, tank, and get a top 3 draft pick. I mean, how can you look at your teammates and say, oh, we're going with Mac Jones again? And again, here comes Zappy as well. 7 points and you lose against the Giants.
You want to lay the 5.5 with the Chargers?
Actually, I do.
You do?
Yeah, I don't want. Yeah.
If this was any other organization, and I say that because the Spanos family, they do not have a history of firing coaches.
Yeah, it's over.
If this was any other organization, Brandon Staley would be gone today.
Yeah.
This would have been. I mean, he would have been gone a while back, in my opinion. But this is it.
They can win out. They're going to have to win out. But it's what a disaster.
Can I be honest here for a second? Full disclosure here. We're up early in the morning during football season. We have 3 primetime games. We watch it all. We're up till 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. After the first 2 fumbles last night, I'm getting the full Brandon Staley Chargers experience with Jason Garrett on the broadcast.
Oh, sure.
I said, TV's going off. I'm going to see if I can get a couple extra minutes of sleep tonight.
Okay.
I couldn't deal with it.
Good for you.
How among other things, how do you possibly plug Jason Garrett into a Sunday Night Football broadcast?
Uh-huh. Boy,
oh, my God.
Boy, the cliches. And
Okay.
Clapper.
Here's an interesting game. Atlanta's 3 at the Jets.
Love Atlanta.
Oh, you love Ritter?
Oh, I love him.
Oh, do you really?
Oh, give me more all you can eat on Atlanta. This Jet team is so... Oh, man, come on.
Is it Survivor worthy?
Well, let's not get crazy.
Okay.
This is.
But you love them.
No. Yeah, they're going to win and cover. I mean, this is the blow. Yeah, go against the Jets. Absolutely, with Boyle.
Okay.
It's Hackett and what they're running. I mean, every pass is 3 yards.
I know.
Oh, their only touchdowns are in garbage time.
Yep.
This offense is a joke. It's 1960 football.
Here's a conversation I had yesterday.
Did you see Lazard was inactive?
Yep.
They gave him $40 million.
Oh, yeah, sure. So Roma Dunze, who played high school football out here in Las Vegas, he's the stud receiver at Washington. I was making the case, if that guy somehow slips to a really good team in the first round, like let's say Roma Dunze slips to the Chiefs, I'm like, that guy's going to be an absolute stud. And the conversation turned into, so often it depends on landing spots for these receivers. Are the Jets going to waste Garrett Wilson's career?
Likely, yeah. Good point.
It's likely, right?
Yeah.
If he goes to another team,
he's so good.
That guy might be a top 5 receiver in the league, and we'll have no idea.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, this Rodgers thing is picking up steam, too. I mean, he wants to be back at practice next week. He wants to play Christmas Eve against Washington.
Oh.
And how about Salah coming off the field? Well, it was unfortunate. Not the 99-yard helmet. Unfortunate. It was unfortunate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that what it was? Okay, great. Pittsburgh, they were 3.5. Then they reopened 6.5 last night at home to Arizona.
400 yards.
Look at that.
All right, the drought's over. Freiermuth, big performance. Pickett played well.
Isn't that funny? Canada's gone? Okay, here you go, 400 yards.
Yeah, I don't want Arizona. That was ugly. It was ugly. I bet Rams did whatever they wanted.
Yep. This is one of my game of the year bets. I bet Pittsburgh at 6, thinking that there's a chance Murray might not come back.
Okay.
And I'd have a much better number. Same exact number that it was in the games of the year. Okay. Tampa Bay, here you go. Opened up 6 last night against Carolina.
Love Tampa unless there's going to be changes in Carolina this week. There could be changes coming. I think Tepper's had enough.
I honestly would make a change at quarterback, too.
That's possible. That changes everything. If they go to Andy, I don't think they'll do that.
Well, I don't think that at some point...
Because Andy Dalton actually moved the ball against Seattle, and Bryce Young is terrible.
At some point, I would want to mentally, save Bryce Young.
Oh, good point. Excellent point. Does he want to sit through a 1-15 season?
I would
take his lumps.
The plug would have been pulled if I'm in charge of that organization.
I wouldn't be surprised if there is. That's a great point. If that happens, but I think you're going to see a coaching change.
Indy. Now the look ahead here was Tennessee -1. Indy reopened at Tennessee -2.5 last night.
I'm watching the game yesterday and I'm looking at it, and I look again and I'm thinking, and I look at the stand. I'm like, the Colts can make the playoffs. Yep. It never entered my mind until they had the lead early on against Tampa, because I have that Houston ticket too, and I'm like, the Colts are going to do this.
Yeah,
they already beat Houston. What a job by Steichen with a backup quarterback, and Tennessee's a different team at home, but certainly Levis didn't do anything in the 17-10 win. This is in play.
Yeah, I noticed that too after the Houston loss. I'm like, wait a second, they're tied with the Colts in second place?
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
Oh.
Miami, on the look ahead, they were 7 at Washington. Then the reopener last night, 8.5.
Okay, so a little dust up over the weekend with Del Rio. He's let go, and I don't think, how do you keep Rivera around? It's enough already, too, in Washington. This is just, what a train wreck this team's become.
I don't know. How do the Dolphins not feast against this Commander secondary?
Mm-hmm.
They should go off the entire game. This is a sneaky, really good game. Houston at home to Denver. Texans are 3 to the Broncos. This turnaround for Denver is legit, folks.
Great job, Sean Payton.
Yep, absolutely.
Great job, Sean Payton.
I was looking at, I'm late to the party on this, but I looked at his number today for Coach of the Year. He's down to 16. I think he was 100-1 or higher 3 weeks ago.
No, it's a good point. The winner here is definitely in business to make the playoffs. Yeah? Absolutely. But more so Houston. Houston's $1.10 right now. Denver's plus 125. Houston wins this game with some easy ones coming up. Yep. No opinion, though.
Tell you, Houston's good. Despite the loss yesterday, I feel like the Broncos are the same thing. Pretty good. Now, Russ Wilson's not going to throw for 380 yards and light the world on fire, but...
Doesn't have to.
No. The defense is playing great football right now. The look ahead here, Philly, -1.5. Reopened pick last night against San Francisco. San Francisco taking money. They were up to 1.5 or 2.
Niners win. Yep. Right move. I'm with you with the spot. The Niners have had it circled for a year. Possible 1 seed here for them as well. They win.
Yeah, the schedule makers...
I wouldn't be surprised if the Niners run the table. Purdy MVP?
Yeah, I'll give you this. What if Trey Lance was a starting quarterback in San Francisco and he had the same exact numbers? We'd be getting...
It's because he was Mr. Irrelevant.
Of course.
Yeah.
Right. It would be third pick overall in the draft. They traded up for him while they knew what they were doing, and Trey Lance would be... The narrative around this guy nationally would be like he's got to be the MVP. So, the Rams... Now, this was a pick. It was a pick last week. Then, based on what happened yesterday, the injury at quarterback to Cleveland, also Myles Garrett banged up.
Yeah.
Reopened Rams 3, shot to 5, now 4.5.
Wow. Stefanski is out of his mind. Sanchez was so good on the color of that game. It's like, what is this? This isn't Harlem Globetrotters. Run the ball. You're 2-1 with Walker. Run the ball. You're gashing them on the ground. What's this, double reverse crap?
Sure. And that's how you beat Denver, by the way, is running the football. And the Sunday night game, will they flex out of this? Well, I think the window's already passed on that.
No way.
Yeah. KC 7 at Green Bay.
Okay.
No way. You're that strong on it, huh?
No, I'm saying no. You can't flex out of it. It's an important game now.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying.
Packers are in this. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So any opinion here? Total is 42 now this morning.
I'm not sold that the Chiefs have turned this around. Raiders have a bad defense, and they had several injuries, and certainly it was ugly in the first half for Kansas City.
Yeah. Now the Chiefs certainly can down the stretch with their schedule.
Yeah. Oh, so easy.
But for the first 10, major question marks, I would say.
Yep.
And now that total is 40. Boy, if we have good weather in Lambeau, I think that total is too short. And now the Monday night game, unfortunate here for the Bengals, but Jacksonville's 8 against the Bengals. And that was 7. They bumped up a tick to an 8-point favorite.
Cincinnati did nothing.
No, absolutely nothing.
The 2 drives were set up by those fluke, should have been intercepted. And then, Chase and whoever the other guy was, catch the ball. and it leads to a big play.
Visit VSiN.com to get current odds, listen for free, find showtimes, and download VSiN sports betting podcasts.